What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XLM to USD, also known as Stellar Lumens to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as an article published by CoinDesk in regards to CME Group is launching Bitcoin options early in 2020. Definitely something interesting, something worth sharing. I want to know what you guys think about this. Give your opinions in the comments down below when we get to that article discussion. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So as you guys know, we're having some very interesting chartings and patterns happening within crypto. As we know, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, even Stellar have made some very significant, interesting, and yet revealing moves in the past, I want to say 2 days, after a major skyrocket in price to higher levels than we've seen, breaking tons of resistance, then falling back down to then once again moving back up even higher. It's getting a lot of people confused in the comments down below, which I find quite interesting. The second we started to fall, a lot of people turned instantly bearish and instantly negative, saying that this is the end, your news is wrong, and then here we are right back up to the levels that we currently fell at. And I want to discuss my reasonings for why I think that kind of happened and whether or not it's going to help us or withdraw us in the future. Otherwise, before we jump into the chartings, I'd like to share with you guys a article here. So this is a CME Group launching Bitcoin options early. As you guys can see right here, derivatives marketplace CME Group has announced that it will offer options on its Bitcoin futures contracts starting in the quarter of next year. So the Chicago-based company first launched its product back in December of 2017, at the same time as its Windy City rival, the Chicago Board Options Exchange CBOE. And its announcements on Friday, CME said the launch of Bitcoin options is aimed to provide clients with additional tools for precision hedging and trading. So the firm detailed that since the 2017 launch, it has seen 20 successful futures expiration settlements with over 3,300 individual accounts trading the contracts, which is quite interesting to see that many people getting involved with these bigger contracts in regards to cryptocurrency. Close to 7,000 CME Bitcoin future contracts are traded on average each day, which is also huge just for one firm. In March of 2018, just months after it had started offering futures of Bitcoins, CBOE abruptly changed tacks of the halt of the project that left CME the sole provider of Bitcoin futures in the US. So yes, it seems like CBOE stopped with their futures and then left CME to be the only futures to trade this. So CME will have a new rival from Monday. However, when its Intercontinental Exchange and its subsidiary Bakkt begins offering a new future project, unlike CME's cash contract. So ICE will be offering a physical settled product, meaning customers will receive actual Bitcoin instead of cash equivalent. So it seems like the CME offers cash in regards, while CME offers Bitcoin. So there's a slight difference. Depends on whether people want a Bitcoin dividend or a cash dividend. It's kind of different depending on its monetary value to you. But otherwise, it's pretty cool that more and more of these bigger firms are starting to get involved with crypto in regards to letting their customers and clients trade and play around and just kind of dip their toe in the water of what cryptocurrency actually is and how it can be profitable if traded correctly. Otherwise, let's move on to the current coin market cap. As you guys can see right here, market cap is 270, 24-hour volume is 63 bill, Bitcoin dominance is 67.7%. So what does that mean? Top 10 cryptocurrencies look quite nice. Bitcoin is up 3.14. Fortunately, it was able to withdraw itself back up to the prices it was previously, which is great. Honestly, it's great. You can see we had a huge spike downwards and then immediately followed by retracement back upwards. This is awesome, guys. This is absolutely awesome to see that we pulled all the way back down. Everybody thought it kind of pump faked us. We immediately withdrew right back up and are now actually trading higher, if not the same level. Ethereum also withdrew, but now is trading even higher than where it started. And that pretty much goes for a lot of the other cryptocurrencies. You can see Litecoin is trading fairly the same. We had a small retracement, but we're trading sideways for the most part. Bitcoin Cash had a little retracement. Majority of these coins did, but it really doesn't look too bad. We are back upwards. And that little pump fake, that little retracement that Bitcoin had, Clearly, the other altcoins held it above with much more standard and was able to push the price back up, which is huge in regards to the charting that I want to discuss with you guys in a minute. But otherwise, markets are up. We do have, wow, ABBC coin is up 53% on the day. That's wild. There are a couple double-digit coins. They don't have much volume in them, but they are doing quite well. This only has about 56 mil in volume, which, theoretically is still quite a bit of money. But, compared to the coin market cap, it's only trading at 43 out of hundreds. So very interesting. Otherwise, moving on to the charts, the most important part of today's episode. So let's start with Bitcoin, the biggest benefactor in this video. This is huge, guys. This is massive, and this is definitely worth a talk. So obviously, as we know, Bitcoin has been in an uptrend ever since January, the first time we started 2019. And you can see how many times we've came into contact with that, not only acting as a resistance, but then as a support. And you can see we eventually came very close to breaking bearish. We broke through here, and we used this as a support and slowly consolidated up. Yesterday was a huge testament, where after days of consolidating and days of trading sideways, you can see right here under our downtrend, we broke bearish with extreme volume. You can see this volume right here, even though it's small compared to, way back here, compared to what we've had since, I'd say, all the way since September, or the beginning of September, that is, we haven't seen volume like this, or green volume. Green volume hasn't happened since like the 3rd of September. So to see that volume now is quite nice. We managed to break literally the point of, like, the end point, the end game for Bitcoin literally ended right here. And you'll notice we broke extremely bearish, trading at 10,300. We fell all the way down to $9,600 and then immediately corrected all the way back up to that $10,300 level, which is huge. That's crazy that we managed to do that. And now we started to trade outside of it. So that's the biggest giveaway. You'll notice in the entire time we've had a downtrend ever since June 24th of 2019. We've been able to break above it with wicks, but we have not been able to close a candle outside that downtrend until today or until yesterday. So this is major news, guys. The fact that we are able to break above here, not only did these 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6 uptrends and supports hold the coin above here. Who cares about the wick? We are managing to hold above here is now indicating that we should be able to trade outside of here and move up to obviously higher levels that we haven't seen in quite some time. So moving all the way up and, letting the volume move in. That's pretty much what saved Bitcoin. I do think the altcoins, with their positivity and their gain, which we can see on Litecoin, has been trading upside, was able to allow Bitcoin, and it kind of was its safety net for the coins as well as its supports, to raise the price up higher. So that's huge, and it's nice to see that this is trading above its bottom support. If we broke bearish from that right here, we would have fell to a pretty in a significantly low level. So it's beautiful to see that we managed to break above here. And from now, we should be able to continue to use this uptrend now as a support to trade up higher. So I think we may be out of this, problem area. So that might be huge, guys. I don't want to jinx the market, but that might be a huge signal. Now, in regards to other ways of trading and other ways of making money, there's a huge sponsor that I want to shout out for today's episode. It's called Bitmint. Bitmint is an awesome company that I've worked with in the past, and they came back once again to help sponsor this video. So a huge shout out to them. Let me explain really quick what exactly they do. So guys, more than 13,000 Bitmints have been generated pretty much since they started. Digital collectors from over 23 different countries have gotten involved in this, me being one of them. The project is growing, and now it is also the first example of digital fashion, which means you can actually wear your crypto or digital diamonds on your Apple Watch or other sorts of electronic devices. They also offer some pretty great discounts for massive or pretty big purchases that are offered. All you have to do is write an email to their accounts, and I have included that in the description down below. So to give you some background on Bitmint, it's a digital collectible as explained, and I have quite a bit, and they pretty much offer a unique and progressive ID number that makes every Bitmint unique. It's basically the purity similar to those of physical diamonds, and its hash is unique to the identification of each Bitmint. And basically the value of each diamond or Bitmint grows since you come into possession of it. So basically, the longer you hold it, the more value it can obtain. It could also, retrace as well. But I wanted to show you, since I've, partnered with Bitmints months and months and months ago, I have just recently checked on my Bitmints, and they have grown substantially in value since I've held on to them, which is wild, and it shows that these can be worth it over the long run. And I do know a lot of my subscribers have taken advantage of these Bitmints and bought them as well. So basically, it regards to the hash registration and exactly how they're traded. They're using the blockchain of Ethereum, which is how they can keep record of the value of them and makes each Bitmint unique. So it's definitely worth a shot. Definitely check this out. They're huge. They're growing so substantially, and all their diamonds or Bitmints are growing as well. So it could be an alternative to investing in straight cryptocurrency. This might be another way to make some money on the long shot. Otherwise, guys, huge shout out to Bitmints. Definitely check them out. It is the first link in the description. Huge shout out for them for sponsoring today's episode. Otherwise, let's jump into the Litecoin analysis. So guys, we're looking at Litecoin right now, and a couple things I'd like to share with you guys is in regards to the uptrend that we're having, which seems to be holding extremely well, and I'm very proud of that. So as we know, we broke out of a massive descending wedge a couple of days ago, and we've been trading in an uptrend ever since, which is huge. The fact that we not only retested a bottom support at $70 where Bitcoin fell to, it pretty much allowed the altcoins to fall to those levels as well, and we've been, we've used our safety net, which we've seen in the past, to hold the coin above here, and ultimately showing us that this uptrend may actually hold some value on the daily charts. So with that being said, we may be able to consolidate down, progressively, conservatively trade down to a lower level, and then slowly be able to climb this up, eventually retesting its high-low middle moving average on Litecoin at around $83. So eventually growing up to those higher levels, which I do indeed think will happen. So moving on to Ethereum, you'll notice Ethereum has already hit its top. Not only is it being overbought right now, it is hitting a resistance, which is its 221 resistance on here, which is still huge. Buying the coin at 168 or 170 and selling it at 220 offers about $50 per Ethereum token, which is huge. In literally like 2 or 3 weeks is a huge profit and a huge uptrend. So one thing to consider on this is short term, we look to be consolidating or needing consolidation. In the long term, we still have some room to grow up as high as 235. But in the long term, the short term, we are overbought and we are hitting a resistance up here. So consolidation is necessary. One thing to point out is we did manage to break above our uptrend. We started in February. So without a doubt, I do think at some point we will start to consolidate back down to this support as low as $200. And eventually regaining some, more neutral price levels and some more neutral prices on the RSI, and then we should be able to gradually move up to those higher levels. Lastly, we're looking at XLM, Stellar Lumens, which had a major run. When these happen, and these major runs do actually happen, it does indicate that we can fall just as quickly as we shot up and sprung up, which is why I like slow growth rather than fast and extreme growth, because it's a get in and get out type of deal. So the reason that we did start to consolidate back down is the fact that we are not only overbought, but we did, once again, similar to Ethereum, hit our high-low middle moving average. We hit that red band, which is huge. The fact that we even shut up that high is massive, and we're pretty much indicating some sort of resistance and some sort of pullback. So we are pulling back down. Luckily, we do have a support right here, which you could see a very strong support at that, which is ultimately going to hold, hopefully, Stellar Lumens above here before it can start to regain some support and trend back upwards. But otherwise, that pretty much wraps up today's episode. The markets are looking great. If you're new to the channel, though, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Huge shout out to our sponsor for today's episode, Bitmint. Otherwise, if you are new to the channel, like I said, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.